Hello, good yo-yo people. I'm Nate. I'm a sponsored player by Squared YoYos, and this is another episode of Nate Reviews Yo-Yos. Today, I have the privilege of reviewing the Ministar 2 by General Yo. So this is my review of the Ministar 2. As usual, the first section of these reviews is always the in the hand section. So what does it actually feel like in the hand before I play it on the string? All right, so let's talk about the Ministar. This is a pocket-friendly mini, as the name would suggest, mini yo-yo, and it's the second. So if you follow General Yo, you know a little bit about their back history and know that they did come out with a Ministar years back, maybe 5 years ago. It's the Ministar 2. What is distinctly different about this one, of course, is that it's bimetal, where you weren't really seeing a lot of bimetal yo-yos 5 years ago. So yeah, this is a bimetal version of the original. Very similar shape and diameter and size and all of that, except it is bimetal. If you've ever played a General Yo yo-yo, you know what to expect. One of those things that Ernie really focuses on is how smooth and perfect his yo-yos are. He's very meticulous. So if you have been following General Yo, they're very famous for how smooth their yo-yos were. Even whenever yo-yos weren't perfectly dead smooth, he had a standard that was kind of leading the pack. So you should expect this to be pretty smooth. We'll talk about that more on the string. But really comfortable yo-yo. It is a this sort of organic-esque V shape. So with a mini yo-yo like this, it's going to have a lot of gap with that V shape as much as possible. It is not really a super narrow yo-yo, so it's going to have a fairly decent gap. So you shouldn't really have a problem throwing your regular tricks on this. It does have a little bit of a spike there, but it's not sharp really. You would not be able to really do many pull starts with that or matadoring very well. Really comfortable in the hand, like I said. Nice finish, nice really blast. It's going to get really nice grinds on that and just feel really nice in the hand. Makes that purple really pop, very eggplant-like purple color on that. Really dig it. The pads in here are General Yo's traditional pads that, nothing wrong with those. They break in really nice. You don't really have an IRG really in here. You could kind of tilt the yo-yo a little bit to grab that. Overall, really nice feel in the hand. I'm a pretty big guy, so I got, I'm like 6'2" or so, and so I have fairly large hands, so catching this is not going to be a problem. But if you're a smaller yo-yoer or a younger player, a mini yo-yo like this, a pocket yo-yo, may not feel like a pocket yo-yo to you. It might feel actually kind of right. With today's, a lot of the trend is bigger, better, bigger, big. Whereas it's kind of fun to see a lot of more mini yo-yos here. I did bring out just kind of comparison here, just size-wise. I got a Dingo and an Executive here in my collection as well. The Executive would be the smallest here, so you can kind of see the diameter is quite a bit wider. So you're going to have that feel of a full-size yo-yo, even though it's small, all right? And the diameter, that was the width. The diameter is also a little bit bigger, quite a bit bigger than the Executive. So this is probably the smallest for sure. Way more of a pocket, like even that like watch pocket on your pants. Anyways, really cool. Love that little yo-yo. But it's different in the weight. All right, so then you have the Dingo. Dingo, I've had this for a long time, so there you go. It's a little bit bigger than 2. So it's not. It's going to be really pocket friendly, but it's not going to be like the smallest yo-yo you can think of, where it's just going to not really show in your pocket at all, especially if you wear those skinny jeans. That's it. Let's go ahead and see what it plays like on the string. All right, welcome back to the On the String section with the Ministar 2 by General Yo. All right. This is the second bimetal by General Yo. I actually had the opportunity to review the Legato, which was a really fun full-size yo-yo. And as soon as Ernie had posted some about this, I was like, yes, I need to have that. I love me some mini yo-yos, some pocket-friendly yo-yos. You know, you can always feel like you don't need a pouch, you don't need anything, you just throw it in your pocket. Just to kind of give you an example of what, you know, that's going to look like. It's, you know, you can see it obviously, but it's not cumbersome at all. I could sit down with this. You know, these aren't super skinny jeans, but they're not Jankos. Anyways, yeah, anybody? No. All right. So, yeah. All right, here's the thing. I've played this for a couple weeks now, and I will tell you, you sit down and play with this yo-yo for, you know, half hour or less even, you're gonna not really tell the difference. At first, you're gonna be like, oh, it's fairly small, you know, but the longer you play with it, the more it feels like a normal full-size yo-yo. You're not really losing spin times at all on this yo-yo, and part of that is this bimetal design. Now, they're not the first to do this, but it is successful with a mini micro yo-yo in that it kind of tricks the design. If you were just to make a heavier yo-yo this size, it's going to feel like a brick because all that weight really just is kind of balanced all around. And so intentionally pushing the weight to the rims with the bimetal design really kind of tricks the yo-yo design into feeling and thinking it's larger than it really is. And so that's exactly what it feels like here. The play on the string is, you know, it doesn't have like a lot of float to it. You wouldn't expect that with a small yo-yo, but it's got a little bit of float to it. Not as much as a larger diameter yo-yo would have, but it plays really nice. It's also going to help you with those consistencies. You know, if you're, you know, maybe you're training for a competition or something like that, pick up a yo-yo like this, because honestly, as most of you know, competition's not always about the tricks that you hit, but tricks that you hit consistently. And if you can get a yo-yo like this, that you're going to make sure that you hit those string hits over and over and over again consistently, it's going to be good. All right, just kind of an improv trick there. Didn't get a full wrap on that, but it's not impossible to pull off a couple seconds of a finger spin on that. Even though there's no like centering or anything like that, there's a little bit of a gap there. I said earlier that you could pull this up to get some kind of thumb grind, but it's hard to get your thumb in there. You'd have to kind of tilt it. It kind of feels weird against that ring anyways. My final opinion on the Ministar 2 by General Yo. Really smart design. I think that's the thing I could say the most about this, is really taking full advantage for a mini yo-yo to put those weight rings in there is super smart, because it psychs your brain out, making it feel like it's a full-size yo-yo when it's not. And so it gets that comfort of a mini yo-yo where you can just throw it in your pocket and not feel like you're kind of bulked down. You can have that everyday carry sort of throw, and it's really comfortable. And overall, you know, it has a kind of a floaty, zippy feel to it. Not because it's super light on the string or because it's small, that's what it feels like. So it has those characteristics that a regular bimetal would have, that's even full size when it's not. And so really good design work, really smart, definitely worth picking up. So go check out General Yo. I'll have all the information down in the description box of how to get a hold of maybe this yo-yo. either now or in the future. So that is my overall final opinion of the General Yo Ministar 2. Good day and good yo-yo.